have reached the Mike Wiley Show. This call may be recorded for training purposes, or because Bill Clinton enacted the Echelon domestic spying program in 1993 on all American citizens that Democratic senators had no problem with because Democrats only have problems when you spy on terrorists. For English, press 1. For Spanish, press 2. For French, press 3. For Austrian, press 4. For domestic terrorism, contact Bill Ayers at the White House switchboard. For treason, contact Barack Obama at the White House switchboard. For surrender, contact Hillary Rodham Clinton at the White House switchboard. For military intelligence, contact the editor of Rolling Stone magazine. For income tax avoidance, contact Timothy Geithner on his cell phone. And for today's joke of the day, contact Joe Biden directly at 811. To repeat this menu, press 9. For Mike Wiley, press number 6.
I am not a number. I am a free man.
Faster than a speeding typewriter. More powerful than a printing press. Able to speak over tall buildings in a single sound. Look, up on the dial.
It's a conservative. It's a liberal.
It's Supermouth. Yes, it's Supermouth, strange visitor from the past with powers and abilities far beyond those of mortal talk show hosts. Supermouth, who can change the course of local politics, bend ears with his bare mouth, and who, disguised as Mike Wiley, mild-mannered reporter for a great metropolitan radio show, fights a never-ending battle for truth, justice, and the American way.
Good morning and welcome to, sorry, it's actually 10 minutes to 1. I was getting my haircut this morning, so it's an afternoon show instead of a morning show. Well, excuse me. Most of you probably don't know what I just did, but that's okay. Good morning. Yeah, see, I did it again. Good afternoon. Ohayo gozaimasu. That's Japanese for good morning. Konnichiwa is good day. What's going on? All right, so we're in it. We're in it deep. Of course, I've been telling you this for 2.5 years, what's going to happen and what's going on. You didn't want to believe me about all the years the Democrats have shoved shit up our ass. You didn't want to believe me when I said we were at war for 165 years with these bastards. Do you get the message now? Hold on. Yeah, this is Mike. Yeah, I got your letter today. Yeah, it says here, this is in reply to your correspondence received August 29th, 2024. That's 6 months ago. It says we have determined that the arguments you raised are frivolous and have no basis in law. Federal courts have consistently ruled against such arguments and imposed significant fines for taking such frivolous positions. So I'm going to see you in court. Just let me know when you want to go and where it's going to be. Tampa Federal Court should be good. Just don't give me a Clinton or Obama judge. I need an American judge. Yeah, somebody appointed by Trump. Yeah, if it's an Obama judge or Obama judges actually don't allow me in federal courts. Yes, see Rhode Island. Yeah. So it took you 6 months to respond and you haven't changed your mind. You haven't looked at anything, I bet. What the hell's the matter with you people? Doge isn't even there yet. Ha ha! They're coming. Bye! Oh, the IRS. Incredible regulatory stupidity. Okay, so I did get a letter today. It's from the IRS, and it's in regard to the tax returns I filled out for 2022 and 2023. Actually, 2022 is the one they're claiming is frivolous, even though in my letter I wrote to them explained exactly the items that I have chosen and why I chose them and that are in contention. They're saying it's frivolous because that's the easy thing to do. Well, when we go in front of a jury of 12 people, you can explain to them what the word frivolous is and why you believe it's frivolous, And then I will explain to them exactly the two items I brought up, and let's see if they believe they're not violations of the Constitution. You know that rule that we're supposed to operate under, except you guys and the Democrats? See you in court, assholes. Okay, I'm back. So, welcome to another adventure into podcast radio. Now, the reason why I say podcast radio is because this is entertaining. I make noises and sounds that would be on radio. You wouldn't know they were coming just from me. You'd think, oh, he's got 3 people in the room. All right. We have a bit of a dilemma, but the enemy is making it easier for us to go after them because of their stupidity of numerics. You know, if one person commits a crime, it's just a solo crime. If 2 or 3 people talk about committing a crime, that's conspiracy. And usually the government hits you with conspiracy if by any chance, if you committed a crime or they believe you committed a crime and you were on the telephone before you walked in, you were talking to somebody about the crime and therefore it's conspiracy. Conspiracy means they don't have shit to charge you. That's what it is. Okay. The J6 people saw that crap. And the J6 is a lesson in progressive judiciary. And now we're getting another lesson in progressive judiciary. And I'm going to state this. I'm going to state this up front. This is my position. This is what I believe. And this is what I hope Pam Bondi is looking at. Okay? So let's see. A judge went after Trump for something he did. And they're saying he can't do it. No, it's 2 judges. Now it's 10 judges. I think we're up to 25 judges. And all of them have several things in common. One, they were either appointed by Biden, Clinton, or Obama. That's number 1. Number 2, a good chunk of them have a special interest in the case. Like Marshawn, his daughter was making millions off the fact that she was helping trying to elect Democrats, and he was there busy trying to put Trump in jail. That was a conflict of interest. He should have legally withdrawn himself from the case, but he didn't. That's coming. Now we have this guy, Boasberg, whatever the hell his name is, and he says that we should fly these Venezuelans back to the United States, which makes no sense unless you read about the fact that his daughter is involved in an NGO or a nonprofit that helps illegal aliens who commit crimes and murder people to be living free in the United States. Something to that effect. All these judges have something that ties them to the case to where they should just excuse themselves. But they can't because they're getting a phone call. So to Batman and Robin, that's Bongino and Cash Patel. We could actually maybe call them Tango and Cash. I want you to go after these people with abandon like you've never before. And they're all guilty. It stinks of guilt. It's all over the place. But you see, these people have been doing this shit for the last 4 years under Biden, who was asleep or mentally disturbed or whatever. And so they figured there was nothing we could do about it. But you guys, now that we have the Department of Justice in the hands of Americans, you guys can go after them. Tear them a new asshole for me, please. I've had it up to here with this shit. They can't just let us live in peace. We can't just have won an election almost by a landslide, and they can't leave us alone. They're going to attack. One day, they're going to get attacked. And they won't be driving Teslas when they're attacked. So, I'm going to go over some things with you. I'm going to try to keep this a short show. Not a lot of videos today. These are the facts of the case. As the title of the show is, that I'm going to talk to you about the law of 9, and out of the laws of 10. Law 9 is the 9th Amendment to the Constitution, which means you can't do that shit if we don't want you to. And we have rights that are not enumerated in the Constitution, but they exist and we're claiming them. Get the F out of here. So let's start off. The United States of America is under attack. Hold on, it's time for a cup of coffee. Oh, so good. Oh. Okay. The United States of America is under attack by left-wing Canadians. It's not the conservative Canadians attacking the United States. Granted, thanks to Trump speaking out about the 51st state causing issues with that. That wasn't too smart what he said, but I know what he's doing. He establishes positions to negotiate with. He sets them up by throwing something out that's left field. Everybody goes, what? But he's throwing them curveballs to start them off before they start batting. It's the left-wing Canadians attacking America. It's the left-wing European Unionists that are attacking America. It's communist China that's attacking America. It's the Democratic Progressive Party that's attacking America. Obama, Biden, and Clinton judges. Why are they all Democrat judges? What a coincidence. Huh? What's going on? Now, I could see if maybe one judge did something, maybe two judges did something, but I think we're up to like 25 now. And when you're up to 25, this is what I say to Pam Bondi. It's a conspiracy. It's a conspiracy. It's not just happening circumstance. It's a coordinated plot to attack the United States through their own federal judiciary of criminal judges who are hiding out in blue states. Now, it is a cause for separation. The United States of America can say, okay, tell you what we're going to do. You, get the fuck out of here. No more, no less. Hold on one second. I forgot to shut off my email. Oh, it's another person trying to get me to go ahead and hire them to work on my website. I get 47 emails a day from India. Yeah. I can do this. I can do this. Okay, so to Pam Bondi, all these judges are conspiring to commit fraud and are accessories to government taxpayer embezzlement. Why do you say that, Mike? Because we are currently investigating what looks like a 10 trillion, I'm just going to round it 10 trillion. Okay, I predicted there's $3 trillion of fat in the budget. They say they're going to find 2, maybe 1. I say there's 3. And they started, $1 trillion was added by Biden. He snuck it in to Health and Human Services and HUD, and he built that up. And we've been spending over $1 trillion more a year than we should because of Obama. And then thanks to Biden and his bullshit, which is basically Obama again, we're paying an extra $2 trillion. So it's $1 trillion from Obama, $2 trillion from Biden. That's $3 trillion. And I won't be satisfied till Doge finds $3 trillion of savings. Now, let me explain something to you. Who's paying for that? I am. Oh, I may be having an issue with the IRS, but I've paid my taxes and filed my taxes all the time. Matter of fact, in 1993, when I was a radio talk show host in Orlando, I was doing my own show at WPRD 1440, and I got a phone call. Hi, we're with the IRS in Jacksonville, the main office in Florida. I go, yeah. We understand that you are the #1 tax protester in Florida. 1993, Mike Wiley. I'm like, what? So they go, yes, we want to come down and be on your show. The IRS wants to come and be on my radio show. Come on down. They come on down, 2 gentlemen dressed in suits. We talked, we went over everything. Oh, I guess I'm not a tax guy, huh? Even though I've been in finance for a long time. But I just had some issues with the tax code, like it's illegal. The 16th Amendment is null and void because you can't have a direct tax. The founding fathers brought that to our attention. Why was that? Well, let's see, there's representatives, and then there's the taxes. Representation, taxes. Taxation without representation is what we fought a war for against the British. Okay? And taxation without representation currently affects 8 states in the Union today. Oregon, Washington, California, Nevada, Colorado, Illinois, Minnesota, New York. 8 states. And I've put together a 2-state plan. I just wish I could get somebody to pay attention to it because it makes a lot of sense. And what we do is we separate the red counties, because these are all red. All these states I mentioned are red states. They have more counties that are red than are blue. But because they keep loading in people into the blue zones, especially all the illegals that cross over, and they hide them in there, and then they get them on the census, the phony census. And then they get more money and they get more representation. And that's what they're doing now because people are tired of the Democrats and their baloney management. So they have to keep bringing import in illegals and then get them in the voting system. That's why they came up with the motor voter bill. Because all they do is they sign them up for a driver's license and they get put in the registration, and they could maybe neglect the fact and say, hey, illegal, he's an illegal. So, but they got caught in 2024. They were ready to shove 18 million people up our ass, and it didn't work, which was nice. So here we are, and we're watching the president of the United States that the majority of Americans voted for. He's the duly elected president of the United States. Article 2 in the Constitution, he's the executive power to run the executive, but the Democrats are neglecting that little bit of the Constitution. You know, they try to go after us on the 14th Amendment, Section 3, saying, oh, he can't run anymore because he had an insurrection, which of course was wrong. But of course it didn't apply to him. It applied to those people that fought in the Civil War. Democrats tried anyways. Remember, the Democrats will try anything to get ahead, okay? The only thing the Democrats haven't tried, and I hope they're successful in it, is in getting some damn votes and getting the F out of here. Because we can't stand it anymore. Hey, there's the 9th Amendment, baby, and that's what we're covering today. The 9th Amendment. Kiss my ass. It's a KMA. Kiss my ass, left to us by the founding fathers. Okay, I'm going to read it to you. Just in case you don't know what the 9th Amendment is, it's the most ignored amendment in the Constitution because the progressive scum of America don't like it. Here it is. The enumeration of the Constitution of certain rights, especially those mentioned by Mike Wiley, shall not be construed to deny or disparage others retained by the people. I put in that Mike Wiley. I wasn't around then. Yeah, you look old enough, Mike, to have been. No, I don't. The enumeration in the Constitution of certain rights shall not be construed to deny or disparage others retained by the people. Well, what are those others? As they come to us, we'll tell you. Okay? I have a few ideas. Here, let's see what Uncle Mikey thinks. Mike Wiley's Ninth Amendment. Number 1, right to free and fair elections. Now, in 1776, when we were fighting the British, we didn't know that in the future we'd have a group of scumbags called progressive Democrats who are the worst people on the planet. They should all be deported because they violate the Constitution, they violate their oath of office, and they should be in jail. And they never stop. They will not stop until they're dead. And I hate to say that, because logic dictates what we have to do. And we're trying not to have to do that. But there's got to be 30 million people out there that are like, okay, let's go. I'm tired of this shit. Right to free and fair elections without fraud. Right to a Congress that does not steal trillions from the taxpayers. There's an interesting one. Do you think that the founding fathers ever would have thought that the Congress of the United States would elect criminals, criminal lawyers, criminal scum, criminal Democrats, criminal progressives, who would figure out ways to spend U.S. money, sending it overseas and getting kickbacks on it, and spending on so much bullshit you can't understand? Doge is going to clean all that up, but the Democrats don't want them to. That's why all these judges are actually committing a crime. They're accessories after the fact of the trillions stolen, because they're trying to prevent their people that stole the money from being put in jail. That makes them accessories. Pam Bondi, I love you. You're beautiful. Go get him. Okay? Release Batman and Robin and let them go out. Bonzi and Cass. Go get him. If you need more help, I'll come out. I'm good at this shit. Yeah, I know. I was supposed to sign up in 74, but I didn't. Right to the original Constitution. The 16th and 17th Amendments are null and void, designed to embezzle trillions from America through a criminal tax code. That's the 16th Amendment. Yeah, that's the one these guys are saying that everything I say is frivolous, and it's not, and we're gonna go to court. And they want to penalize me $5,000. It used to be $500. But they made it $5,000 because they wanted to go ahead and get past, let's see. Where is it? Amendment number 8. Excessive bail should not be required, nor excessive fines imposed, nor cruel and unusual punishments inflicted. I have always filed my tax returns. I have never cheated on my taxes. And now that I bring up 2 items that we've talked about before, and basically they're crimes of the Democrats, Nancy Pelosi, 2008, 2009, and the problem is that the IRS had one line, and those people who took the first-time homebuyer's tax credit for 2008, they had to pay it back, but you didn't know you had to pay it back because it's called a credit, not a loan. If it was a loan, there should have been a document that you signed applying the loan or putting the loan as a lien on your home. They didn't have that. In 2009, you didn't have to pay it back because Barack Obama was president, and they wanted people to feel good about Barack Obama being elected versus Bush. So they didn't have to pay it back, but they got to deduct it on the same form. And it's using the same term, credit. You can't have a credit that you don't have to pay back and a credit that you do have to pay back. You can't use the same word with 2 definitions. That's criminal. I'm fighting them on. Why? Because I'm me. I am a pain in the ass when it comes to crime. It's the way I am. Like the guy upstairs, he gives me the instructions. I do what I'm told. I do what I'm told. He saves my life. Excessive bail shall not be required, nor excessive fines imposed, nor cruel and unusual punishment. 8th Amendment, baby. You're going to see that one. So 9th Amendment. What else is there in the 9th Amendment? Let's see. Right to the original Constitution, the 16th Amendment is null and void because there's no direct tax allowed. Why is that? Because taxation has to be with representation. That's what we fought the Revolutionary War for. So that's why your taxation should equate to whatever your district is based on the number of, based on the representation of the citizens in that area. And then, of course, there's the 17th Amendment, which is a crime, and that replaces the state's ability to choose 2 senators every 6 years to represent them in the Senate. When in fact now the wealthy millionaires, this is what set me off the other day. I was thinking about going up to Massachusetts and run against Markey, and I probably wouldn't have beat him. The only way I could have beat him in the election is that if I was able to get 1.5 million unenrolled. The largest group of people in Massachusetts are unenrolled, more than Democrats, and there's like 7 Republicans in the state, or maybe there's 400,000 hours. I don't know. But the only way to win would have been get that unenrolled portion. But I was ready to go. But then they said to me, well, you need to raise $25 million. And I was like, what? Why do I have to raise $25 million? Hell, when I ran in 1994, I only raised $15,000 and almost won if it wasn't for that bitch from outer space living in the White House at the time. A Marxist progressive piece of garbage that's the leader of this screwed movement of Democrats. And I happened to be at the time the first America First Democrat. Yeah, that was me, populist. Yep. My America First program was about building industry in the inner cities first and building up from that. In other words, we build America and we start first in the lowest level of people, getting them working, getting them employed, and moving up from there. That was my America First. I got that from my dad, who was a Teamster truck driver. And when I used to ride on the truck with him, helping deliver papers, he'd tell me his belief of how things should be in terms of helping people out. And you want to have you don't want to give out lots of money. You want people to work for a living. You just got to help them get into that work, which is basically what my plan was. So the 17th Amendment is the reason why we have problems today, because millionaires, they told me I had to raise $25 million. Well, bullshit. I was not going to raise $25 million and spend it on a political campaign. To me, that would have been a crime. Spending $25 million on a campaign when you've got veterans living on the streets, you got people starving, you got people 5 minutes from being thrown out of their home. Now, I'm a capitalist. I'm a populist. Or as the Democrats would say, I'm an authoritarian. Well, at least I'm not a librarian. So that was it. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to come up there. If that's what you want, when I ran for office in Florida, I had to pay a $10,000 fee to get on the ballot. That was to keep the incredibly poor from running. They got their limits. We have a right to an honest and unbiased judiciary. That's part of the 9th Amendment. Why? Because we have the right to an honest and unbiased judiciary. We have that right granted to us by the 9th Amendment to the Constitution. Everything I've mentioned to you falls within the Constitution of the United States for Amendment number 9. And you want to challenge it, go ahead and challenge it. Judges with obvious conflicts of interest should not be allowed to handle cases of obvious detriment to the American people. Like Marchand, like Bujo, whatever the hell his name is. They got away with it when Biden was president, because Biden was basically monotone, comatose, whatever. And Merrick Garland was the worst attorney general in American history, and he let all this shit go by. Pam Bondi's not. Batman and Robin are coming to get you. Then there's Tish James. She's a fake lawyer piece of shit. Campaigns on getting Trump. What the hell does that have to do with anything? What does getting Trump benefit the people? It doesn't. It benefits the communist progressive scumbags. Judge Marchand, fake laws to benefit his daughter's direct program, working with the Democrats to raise money. Judge Bogus, same thing, to stop illegals being sent home to benefit his wife and his daughter. Senator Whitehouse, what's he guilty of? Oh, evidently he was approving federal tax dollars to go to a nonprofit that his wife runs. That's a conflict of interest. Why is he not being arrested now? Speaker Nancy Pelosi faked the January 6th coup d'etat and all constant insider trading by her husband. You know, we got years of criminal activity go against these people. Hillary Clinton and the New York lawsuits. She's the one behind E. Jean Carroll. Oh yeah. And then you got the governor of New York signed and passed a law that was only good for 1 year. And the only reason why they passed it was so E. Jean Carroll, because she was out of the timeline for statutory limitations of being able to go after him. They gave her 1 year to do it, and then it disappeared. And so she was able to sue Trump in front of a criminal judge for millions of dollars, and we're still waiting for that to get turned over. Democrats have a history of assassinating Republican presidents and one Democrat president. They have a history of shooting at them and trying to kill them. They have a history of fake lawsuits and fake impeachments against GOP presidents that won by landslide. Nixon, Trump, okay? So what's the solution? Well, we can do my two-state solution. And what we do is we take this 28 American states and 22 currently blue states, but 2 of them are really red states. North Carolina is a red state, but it's got a Democrat governor, so it qualifies as blue because the governor determines how to screw the state over. Why those people voted for him, I have no idea. I think the reason why he won was because they did this attack on Mark Robinson, who would have been the first black man elected governor of North Carolina. They went after him. Now, there are 8 red states in the 22 that are red states. They're majority red states, majority county red states, but they can never get a senator representing them because the senators are always picked and won by the Democrats because there's more population of Democrats. So Democrats play the population game. They don't need the land. Okay, the land is for us slaves, the plantations. It's the Democrat Confederates all over again. I don't have the map. The map's over there. You just got to visualize the map and understand what they're doing. So look, I don't want anybody getting into gun battles. However, I'm going to say this. If I was a Tesla owner and somebody was coming up to my Tesla and was with paint or whatever, or fire, or whatever they're going to do to destroy my car, I would shoot them. And the reason why I would shoot them and defend myself with that is because I would be in fear of my life. Because these people are whack jobs. They prove that they're whack jobs. They're imbalanced human beings. They should be in some kind of prison or some kind of lunacy bin. And they're all over the frickin' place. And the problem is that the education system in this country, the colleges, grow them. They take them and they defertilize their brain into Marxist communism. And then we suffer for it. All right, so I think we should also evacuate Washington, D.C. of all Democrats and reduce the size of Washington, D.C. I've already done it. I did that about 6 months ago when I was planning on discussing that. And I figured out how to be able to cut back the borders of Washington, D.C., where land goes to Virginia and most of it goes back to Maryland. And you get those people out of there. You eliminate residents. You don't allow residents to live in the District of Columbia. They have to live outside the District of Columbia and make District Columbia what it's supposed to be, and that is the area for the capital of the United States. Okay, so we did that, we did that, we did that. And that's it. We got it covered. Ooh, in 33 minutes. And I have no videos for you, so this will be a short show. So we got a problem. And the problem in this country is that we follow the law, they don't. And if they don't follow the law, then they get to break the law all the times they want to, and that's all they do. They always break the law. Pam Bondi and Batman and Robin are the key to this. They are the key to putting all these people away. You got to arrest these judges. Walk right into the courtroom. Bam. Here's the subpoena. Here's the arrest warrant. Come with us. Pull them right out of the courts and put them into jail because they're conspiring against we, the American people. We have rights. Remember that. We have rights. Okay? That's why we can go and take our guns and shoot all these assholes if we wanted to, because we have the right to defend ourselves and defend our families and provide freedom for our people. That's what we have the right to do. But we're trying to be normal. We're not lunatics like them. But it's getting to a point where we just can't put up with it. Here's a judge telling Trump he has to get on the phone to the plane going to Venezuela or to El Salvador and say, hey, you got to come back. Yeah, we need to protect these illegal immigrants across the border. Nobody fucking bitched or moaned when Biden was bringing 18 million of these illegals in. No. Nobody bitched. Nobody tried to stop it. But sending them out, they tried to stop it. What the hell does that mean? What it means is that the binding of the judicial system for those appointed by Clinton, Obama, and Biden needs to be removed. Every single one of those judges who has committed this kind of action proves upon a shadow of a doubt they do not follow their ethical binding to the Constitution that they should. And I don't give a shit what they say, what they come up with. It doesn't make any sense. Here. Oh, where is it here? Oh, I'm sorry. I had something. I couldn't print it out because the New York Times is being a piece of shit. And they want you to sign up in order to get a copy of something. But this latest idiot judge said that Doge is on a fishing trip. Fishing trip? Wow, hey. Let's go fishing. We're fishing for $10 trillion. I'll come along. Hey, I'll go up to Washington, D.C. and help Doge out. I know where the money is. I know where it is. I know where the basic numbers, I know exactly where to start. Okay? The nice part is Elon's got these lunatic intelligent creatures from another planet. And they're figuring out with the computer system where something is and where, because they're putting together like I guess it's called a logarithm. And they put it in and it runs through and it spits out all the shit that doesn't make sense. Yeah. I'm going to guess that 47% of the money spent in the United States is legal and 53% is not. Okay? And here's how I deduce that. The federal debt before Nancy Pelosi walked into the Congress of the United States in 1990 was about $3 trillion. $36 trillion. So while Nancy Pelosi has been in the Congress, the Democrats and some parts of Republicans have spent close to $33 trillion of money we didn't have. Why are they putting us close to bankruptcy? What's the reason? There's got to be a reason for it. Now, one reason we know is that if they spend money in certain areas, they have these kickback programs where the money will go across the seas, just like with USAID, and then it'll come back, in a form of money or something, and then the Democrats put it in their pockets, and all of a sudden they have campaign contributions, and that's how Dumbbell gets $2.5 billion to campaign with. She raised $1 billion, probably half of it stolen from the United States, and the PAC raised $1.5 billion, with probably about 2/3 of it stolen from the United States. All set up. It's a scam. It's all set up, and this is the time to stop it. Okay. Now we know that the Democrats need to make sure they take back the House, because then they can start filing their fake impeachments again. That's what they're going to do. I think by then, though, we're going to have masked riders of the storm and start removing these people, because our country needs to be saved. And we're trying so damn hard to follow the laws while they break them. And at some point in time, some people are going to snap and say, F this shit. And so all I can say to you is, bite your tongue, play with your grandchildren, play with your children, try to enjoy life as best you can, and hope that Bondi and Batman and Robin do their job. And let me tell you something. In the next 4 months, you will see if they're doing their job. I'm going to predict 4 judges will be in jail. 4 of these judges pulling this shit are going to be in jail. And others are going to get whiplashed, okay? And I'm going to predict that the Supreme Court is going to rule 5-4 for all this shit to stop. And the senior chief of the Supreme Court, he's not going to get his way. He's a turncoat. He's one of them. He's an underground scumbag. Okay? Clarence Thomas should be the Chief Justice. So, right, Joe Biden? All right, Joe. Even though there was a hair on the Coke can, we tried so hard to get rid of Thomas. Oh, we can't have a black guy that's a conservative on the court. We can have black liberals, we can have black communists, but not black conservatives. No, not them. They're too smart for us. We can't outthink them. That's right. You can't. Shut the hell up. I love you. Bye.